I'm here to be an all-time great.
You're now rocking with the best.
Purple and yellow, purple and yellow, purple and yellow, purple and yellow.
The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles.
Welcome to the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast.
Oh, he's smoking hot.
The latest Laker news.
Another great Showtime feed.
The greatest Lakers show.
This is going to be legendary for a long time.
This is the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast.
Lakers all day.
Go Lakers!
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Bigbabyjonathan here. Welcome to the latest edition of the Bigbabyjonathan Sports Podcast. I got my boy Jonathan Mathis from SoCal Chronicle. How's it going, man? Hope all's well with you and the family during the holiday weekend, Memorial Day. How's it going?
Oh, man, it's been a beautiful day today. I'm sitting out here on my patio, and it's just so refreshing and so lovely and so nice. How's your day today?
It's going good, man. Just been busy working, grinding. I had Brandon Robinson on today.
Oh, yeah.
And just been busy, man. So, looks like the NBA is considering going to a different playoff format. I'm going to read you the standings. It would be Bucks, Magic, 1 versus 16. So, it'd be like a college type of format. Then Heat would be the 8 seed versus Thunder would be 9 and 8. Celtics would be 5 versus Sixers 12th seed in the whole NBA. And then the Clippers would be the 4th seed in the whole NBA versus the 13th Dallas Mavericks, the whole NBA. Lakers would be the 2 seed versus the Brooklyn Nets. I'll get into that once we're done. Jazz, 7th seed versus the 10th seed, Houston Rockets. Nuggets would be the 6th seed. Pacers would be 11th seed. The 3 seed would be the Raptors, and 14th seed would be Grizzlies. My thoughts about that, I feel like for me, it is what it is. If we have to play Brooklyn Nets 2 versus 15, I don't think Kevin Durant's coming back or Kyrie. So if we play the Brooklyn Nets, they beat us before the whole thing happened around the world, before the whole NBA got stopped. But for me, overall, if we play Brooklyn, I'm with it. Because, to be honest, I'm still pissed off about that game that we lost by, I think, 1 point or 2 points. I'm still pissed off about it. We shouldn't be able to lose to Brooklyn like that, man. Like, you can't – the Lakers got to come into this playoff focus. But overall, what you think of the college type of playoff format?
You know what? I like this college type of playoff format. And here's why, man. It's a little bit different. It's something that could actually work for the NBA. I mean, you talk about parity in this league, and that's one way to find a competitive balance by, changing things up, going to a new format. Does it break tradition a bit? Sure. But going to a new format could give other teams an advantage to compete at such a high level. So I think this is good for the NBA.
Yeah, I think it is too, but we got to see what the commissioner says because they have a big meeting Friday. And speaking of not big news, but Wojnarowski said the NBA PA, Michelle Roberts, is contacting team by team conference calls with players, dilating talks with the NBA on formats, ramping up to play in Orlando, financial incredibility of these options and guidelines feedback. So basically what this is, they're starting to call teams, okay, guidelines, formats. If they're giving this out, that's why I take it. If they keep giving this stuff out, like keep telling to call these teams by team formats and guidelines, that means the NBA is going to come back very soon, in my opinion. Fridays, I feel like the big day because the NBA and the Players Association are going to talk. Chris Paul's going to be there. LeBron should be in that conference call. And if Adam Silver announces it, wouldn't be surprised if he does say the season does get canceled. Wouldn't be surprised the way. So what are your thoughts about that from Wojnarowski?
Friday could be a historic day for the NBA.
Yeah.
I think that's the day we'll know if the league is going to come back, when it comes back, and how they will structure things. I think that's the hard part right now. They already know they want to play at Disney World. Yeah. They know that's where they're going to stage the playoffs. But what they don't know is how they're going to work things out. They still don't have the structure yet. Once they get that in place, they'll be able to figure things out. But I think for the NBA, it looks promising. It seems like we're going to have a playoff. in the upcoming weeks. A lot of people are optimistic. The NBA is certain. They already have, the venue set up for where they want to take the playoffs, and that's Disney World at the sports complex there. It's a great campus. It's a bubble city, Orlando is, and it's a place where you can keep the players confined to one campus. And I think that was the important thing, location. Now that you have the location in place, you can try to figure out a structure, come up with an ideal plan, that will keep the players safe. And I think that's the next step. Once we have that down, there will be, an NBA playoffs.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, man. 100%, man, because Orlando's a perfect place. They got all that Disney stuff over there. It's big. You can throw teams on the court. Each team had the Disney the sports complex that they have is big. You can throw Lakers and Brooklyn Nets in one arena, and then the other one different teams. So it's just like the summer league, just like summer league. Just like summer league.
Right.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see what we're going to do. But I heard Staples Center was a possibility as well. You know what I mean? I heard Staples Center for them to host the NBA games. What is your thoughts about? For me, I'll give you my thoughts about that. Overall, I would want Staples Center to host that. The Lakers would be there.
It would be like
it'd be crazy. Yeah, it'd be crazy.
Right. It'll be like home games for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Although it would be a neutral site.
Yeah.
But sporting events out here would be tough.
Yeah.
Mainly because we have a strict governor, as you've seen.
Yes.
We have a lot of restrictions here in Southern California.
Yes.
I think Orlando is the more fitting city right now to host the events moving forward. Staples Center, yes, would be nice for LA, of course, but it wouldn't really matter that much. And here's why it wouldn't matter. No fans will be in attendance. So it won't make a difference where the NBA games are held at this point. What matters now is the games getting played. You don't want a season to go to waste. You just want to get the games played, and I think that's the more important thing. Right now, the location seems to be Disney World. And I think at this point, wherever the games are played, that's all that really matters.
Yep, 100%. I thought it was going to be East in Orlando, West in Vegas, and then they would team up. I wonder why I wonder why Vegas is not an option anymore. I wonder why.
Vegas is a bubble city as well, but Vegas has a lot happening. Yes, it's a lively city. It's a great city to host a sporting events. That's where a lot of sports fans go to bet. There's casinos on the strip. It's a great atmosphere to host sporting events, but is it a great place to go? That could be called into question. And the reason being is because, you got a lot of people coming in and out of Vegas. And if you decide to reopen things in Vegas, that could, possibly be a bad situation for the city if you're trying to stop the spread of the virus. That is something to think about because you have people coming in and out of the city, and a player can easily contract the virus, and now you're back to square one again. So to try to keep that from happening, the best setting right now would be Orlando, Florida, because it's more of a bubble city. No one is really utilizing that sports complex. You could keep them all on the campus if you have to. You could get the bigger question here now is to get the testing. The testing capacity is something to think about before you move forward as well. So if you could do all that, Orlando is the perfect place to host these events.
Yeah, Orlando. Now I'm looking at it like I was researching today. Like Vegas was an option, Staples Center. But if the bubble thing is, they need to go. If Am Silver says it's a safer over here in Orlando than Vegas and Staples Center, go ahead and go over there, man. Because last time Lakers were in Orlando, we won a championship in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with it. And LeBron's training. You know, I know he's taking his players privately practicing, and he was riding around in LA on Saturday getting. You know, we haven't seen him leave the house. It seems like, and then he's left the house going bike rides. So I have a feeling he's starting to get okay. Let's go, guys. I'm need to get back in conditioning. But next Monday, I think that's when June 1st is when players from out of state, like Dwight Howard's in Atlanta right now. He has to probably come back. Like players who are out of state have to probably come back. That's what Wojnarowski was talking about today on 710 ESPN. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work. You know what I mean?
That is interesting to see. Do these players have to be tested before they catch a flight, or do they have a private jet? From my understanding, most of these players have a private jet they could get on. They could board and get to the city where the events will be held. So I don't think that would be such a big problem. I think more of the bigger problem, as I alluded to earlier, is the testing. Getting enough tests for all of these, not only the players, but the staff workers as well. You know, the coaching staff as well. You know, the front office personnel as well. All these people, you know, will have to be tested before they enter the building.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. 100%. You know, testing's what we need, and if the players get it, it'd be good. But I'm gonna bring something up. I heard this on ESPN today. Kendrick Perkins was talking about James Harden is better than Stephen Curry. I'm going to go first. James Harden, playing style, won't win him a championship ever. And you know who said that? The late, great Kobe Bryant. He said James Harden's playing style won't win him a championship. It won't. You know, a lot of isolation, not enough ball movement. I would take Stephen Curry right now over James Harden for playmaking-wise and shooting-wise. You know, who was better if you could pick James Harden or Stephen Curry?
I would take Steph Curry. I will definitely take the guy that's won the championship, and that's Steph Curry. Steph Curry has won championships. James Harden hasn't won championships. James Harden relied heavily on isolation. He, you know, focused more on jacking up shots. He doesn't really get back on defense. You know, and his style of play won't win him championships. Kobe is right. Kobe is a 5-time NBA champion. You should take his advice and learn from it. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what it takes to be a champion. And whenever, you know, someone like that gives you advice, whenever someone like that gives you advice, you need to take it. You know, and so no, James Harden won't win a championship unless he adjusts his style of play, and I don't see him doing that. If he hasn't changed it now, what makes you think he's going to change it in the future? He's already set in his ways. You know, that's his way of playing basketball, and he's been like that for most of his career. He's not going to change at all. So yes, Steph Curry is the better player. Steph Curry, not only has he won championships, yes, he was robbed of MVPs, I felt. You know, finals MVPs, I felt.
So you think he should have won it over Kevin Durant?
In the one series where he played well, yes. I think so.
I think KD deserves
he
it.
should have won it over Iguodala. That's
that's the one when they beat Cleveland. That one when they beat Cleveland in Cleveland.
I think he should have won it over Iguodala.
Yeah, I agree too.
Durant, because without Durant,
yeah,
you can say that the Warriors possibly wouldn't have won championships. They needed Durant at times.
I agree
to get them over the hump. So you can't really say that. You can't really say Steph Curry, you know, did all that himself when he needed help from Kevin Durant. There was times, you got to remember, there was times that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, his sidekick, you know, the other guy in the backcourt with him as the Splash Brothers, there was times where they were shooting the ball poorly and they went cold. And Kevin Durant had to carry that team. So that in that series, Durant deserved the MVP. But what we're talking about here is whether or not is Steph Curry better than James Harden, and I say Steph Curry is better than James Harden.
You're listening to the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast. I got Jonathan Mathis from SoCal Chronicle. We're talking about the NBA potentially coming back in Orlando and Stephen Curry and James Harden. But for me, man, you're right. Stephen Curry and Clay struggled at times in that series, but KD came, took it over, and everybody's talking about, if KD wasn't – or if they needed KD, they won without him. So I feel like if he wasn't there, they would have won it without him again. You never know because Draymond Green, talented, Iguodala, talented, Sean Livingston. I like how they play. Move the ball from side to side. Not a lot of dribble, ISO. That's why Houston ain't never going to win a championship.
No, they're not.
Mike D'Antoni, not disrespecting him as a coach. I'm not just his playing or his coaching style is not fit for me. It didn't work with the Lakers. It did not work with the Lakers one bit.
Right, and some will argue that he is the one who dismantled Kobe's career by utilizing him wrong in the offense.
Yeah, I saw that.
You can make that argument.
Yeah, I saw that too, and he didn't know how to use Powell. He didn't know how to use Dwight. He didn't know how to use Steve Nash. Well, Steve Nash was towards the back end of his career, but he didn't really know. He just wanted to give up 130 points. Okay, good job. No. In today's NBA, as a coach, if I was a player, I'd be like, I won't play for you, Mike D'Antoni.
And mark my words, my friend. I'm going to call it right here. I'm going to call it right here on this podcast.
Yes.
There's going to come a time where Russell Westbrook and James Harden bump heads.
Okay. What's today's date? Okay, if the NBA season comes, May 25th, Monday to 2020.
It might not be this. It might not be when the season returns.
Yeah.
But it's going to be some point where they bump heads.
Yep.
Because both of them like to have the ball in their hands. They don't really like to share the ball. And there's just going to be a time where these two, go at it.
Yep.
Because, they both have bloated egos. They both have two different personalities. And they both like to shoot.
Yeah, they do. But I feel like you're right. Westbrook just has that my way or the highway attitude, but if they do bump heads, I won't be surprised if they traded Russell Westbrook because they're invested in James Harden so much. I won't be surprised if James Harden gets mad and says, I want out either, but what team would take James Harden? The only team I think of that should go all in on James Harden would be the New York Knicks. If I was New York and let's say they have friction in the locker room, they have friction, Russ Westbrook and them get into it. Westbrook or James Harden wants out. If I was New York Knicks, I'd do everything in my power to get James Harden in New York because James Harden's in New York, it'll bring back excitement for the Knicks fans because Knicks fans need that excitement in the game, man. They do.
Knicks fans need the excitement, but at the same time, they need a proven all-star.
Yeah, true that. But
they need someone who can transform that entire organization.
And I heard that the LaMelo Ball, I always get that mixed up. There's LaMelo Ball, Jello, and Lonzo. The one that's potentially be number one pick. LaMelo's
the youngest one. LaMelo is the one that's going to come into the league next year.
Yes.
LaMelo is the one who is supposed to be better than both LiAngelo and Lonzo.
Yes, and the Knicks are entertaining him as a possibility. We'll see, man. You never know. You never know a team that
their future. You never know.
You never know let's say a team out of nowhere, Indiana trades up in the draft to get LaMelo. LaMelo's talented, but I feel like he should have went. In my opinion, he should have just went to college, had that experience. But that G League thing, you can go to the G League and get paid. So LaMelo should have went that route first. But he's talented. He can score mid-range, play that defense, and we'll see if he's worth the number one pick.
He can do everything better than his brothers.
Yeah, you think better than Lonzo?
I think so. From what I've seen on YouTube and from the film that I've seen, yes, that kid can ball. And he has a lot of potential to be great.
Yeah, he does, man. I love his game. But, hey, LeVar Ball's not going to try to get his sons back on the Lakers. But, actually, I did see a video of LeVar Ball saying all three sons are going to be on the Lakers. LeVar Ball, if you listen to this, you're probably not. But, hey, LeVar, I'm good. We tried it with your son, Lonzo. It didn't work. But if there's a possibility he comes back, I'm good. I'm good because
he can keep dreaming.
Yeah, nothing against Lonzo. it's other factors in it.
All three of his sons are not going to be on the same team.
Yeah, I know that. But
that's not happening.
Like if I had 3 sons, my son's going to be on the LA Chargers. All my sons play football. I'll be, but there's got to be realistic. I think Jello. I think Jello's going to be a G League player for a couple of years and then get to the NBA. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Lonzo got traded for a reason.
Because of his dad. Because of his dad.
Lonzo trash. Who's that? That's the dude that was doing all these comments.
I'm doing a show.
It's all good though, but yeah, I'm gonna end the show. Thank you, Jonathan Mathis, for coming on. Go ahead and give out your social media so they can follow you, man.
Oh yes, thank you, man. Hey, Big Baby, it's always a pleasure working with you, doing the show with you, man. I love you, big brother. You're my friend. You're a good guy. And let me give my social media information out. You guys can hit me up on Facebook at my SoCal Chronicle fan page. Please hit it up. Give it a thumbs up. I like it. Love the page. We can talk sports. We can have a good time. And you can also follow me on Instagram, SportsJudge85. You can follow your boy on Twitter too. But hey, you won't get too many comments there because I'm barely on Twitter, but just follow it anyway, SportsJudge85. And there you go.
All right, man. But make sure you follow me, Twitter, Bigbabyjonathan. Make sure you turn on post notifications. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast. Until then, Jonathan, you have a wonderful night. Go Lakers, and we'll talk soon, man.
You too. Happy Memorial Day to you all.
You too, as well. Peace.